Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 10 video, the mid-season finale. Just careful for spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. I've got a brilliant idea. Let's go to an alien planet and summon a hellbeast. What could possibly go wrong? Think of this as like the Tatooine episode, and Clark Gregg actually said that that line that Coulson spoke, goddamn Tatooine, was actually written into the script. He joked that it was repayment for them taking out "these aren't the droids you're looking for" line that he was supposed to get last year. I guess there was a bunch of Star Wars they cut out of the script. He's like S.H.I.E.L.D.'s big comic book geek, the guy that collects trading cards, all kinds of nostalgia. But once we get through top 5 WTF, we need to address Captain America Civil War stuff because this is going to overlap. The second half of the season is going to overlap with Captain America Civil War and Agent Carter Season 2. So here we go, top 5 WTF. Fitz keeps trying to kill Ward on the alien planet while looking for Will. While they're looking though, they see this ancient Hydra statue and find out that the creature, they just keep calling it, used to live there. Fitz also sees and takes pictures of an ancient city. The story that the creature tells is this ancient tale about a civilization that could have done amazing things. They were relatively advanced, but they turned on each other and destroyed the planet. Now, before the speech, most people thought that the creature itself was responsible for the desolation on the planet. Depending on who you believe, the things that are playing out on Earth now played out on that alien planet and it led to its downfall, like the proliferation of Inhumans maybe. So maybe the creature coming back and trying to do the same thing on Earth is also going to lead to a similar outcome. Or maybe the creature is going to try and help. The way they played it, it was relatively ambiguous. Like, you're meant to think that this alien creature is a villain, but some of the things he says makes it sound like he has good intentions. On to my number 4 WTF, Simmons lets Lash out, and he ends up killing all the stored Inhumans that they're keeping for that mystery creature to lead as an army. So, army's taken care of, check that box off, we don't have to worry about them. But the Lash character is a really nice mirror for what's going on with the mystery creature from the alien planet. Like, we know Andrew's a good character, but he's done really terrible things, so it seems like May wants to put him down. Like, she sees the devastation that he's wrought, like all the people that he's killed, and it seems like the takeaway is that Andrew is too far gone. So I think we're meant to ask the same questions of this new mystery inhuman creature that's inhabiting Ward's body now. Like, does it have good intentions? Is it too far gone? But the difference, I think, is that there is some Andrew left inside that Lash character. I think he is trying to help, so there might be some redemption for him. Ward, though, seems like he's being positioned as the real big bad of the season. So I think ultimately there will be no redemption for that character, whatever good intentions the mystery Hydra creature has. We're going to have to talk about what we're going to call this mystery creature. I think we're going to have to wait till next season to give it a name. Like, it probably doesn't even have a name because it's so old. On to my number 3 WTF though, slightly more positive, Secret Warriors rolls out with May. So we finally get to see Daisy's Secret Warriors kicking some ass. We get to see Joey use his powers to stop bullets. The cool thing about this, though, is that I don't think that Joey knew that he was going to be able to stop those bullets. I think he was throwing himself into their path just so she wouldn't get shot, and him melting the bullets was more of an instinctual thing, more of a reaction. Joey was so much fun in this episode, too. Telekinesis, is that the one where they mess with the minds, or is that the one where you move stuff around with your minds? We're all scared here. Well, maybe not May. Everybody but May is really scared to be here. On to my number 2 WTF, Fitz's takedown with the flare gun, Coolest looking takedown in the episode when he took down the inhuman creature that was possessing Will, and then Coulson killing Ward by crushing his chest. Most satisfying kill in the episode. And if you wonder why Coulson didn't, shoot him in the head, I think they wanted the kill to feel much more personal. Flare gun was like the spectacular kill. Coulson wanted Ward to look into his eyes as he was killing him. Very dark, very good, very awesome Coulson moment. And that look that he gives Fitz at the end of the episode, that knowing look like, yes, I did a terrible thing, I'm gonna have to live with it. I think the reason that Coulson dropped his hand, like he took his hand off and dropped it on the ground next to Ward's body, is just because he didn't want to be reminded of what he did, trying to leave all his emotional baggage behind. But Ward brings it back with him when, surprise, surprise, number 1 WTF, the creature comes back possessing Ward's body. So it's like Coulson tries to bury all his bad feelings, like, I'm gonna lay this to rest, but it comes back to life literally and back into the world, so Coulson's gonna have to deal with it whether he likes to or not. So the fun of the Ward character now is that all of the S.H.I.E.L.D. characters think that it's over and done, like we can finally forget about Ward. Nope, wrong, can't forget about him because he's gonna be in your face, controlling an army of Inhumans, presumably. So I will say, hands down, this is my favorite direction for the Ward character because he was already evil. Like, he's going from evil to a different kind of evil. I think the twist in season 1 when he went from super duper Boy Scout to crazy evil Ward was way too dramatic. Like, they tried to make him seem too bland before they made him evil. It's much more fun when an evil character like Loki, for instance, tries to be good a little bit, but then they realize their true nature is to be evil, so they're like, fine, I'm just gonna be super evil. That feels a little more authentic to the Ward character. Like they just kept making him more and more psycho, like the terrible things that he did to his family. So you guys let me know in the comments, what did you think about this Ward twist, and what do you think is going on with this mystery inhuman creature that came through the portal? I don't want to just assume that he is going to seek out an army to try and take over the Earth. It seems like based on the hopeful tone when he talked about that foreign civilization on the alien planet, like they could have been beautiful, they could have been great. I think he's going to try and help that happen on Earth. But the thing is there's already a bunch of people on Earth that have their own ideas about the direction they want things to go. You have the Avengers, you have all these new Inhuman people on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What are they going to say about this creature's plan? Shit is going to start getting real. And didn't you love how they kind of teased civil war on that foreign planet? Like, oh, they started warring with each other, they were relatively advanced, almost as if what's happening with civil war in the spring next year happened on that other planet. It's a little tongue-in-cheek, and I think that's just to make this foreign creature sound a little more ambiguous. Like, he's just not like a mustache-twirling villain. He actually does want to make things better. I know we had that Tatooine Star Wars reference, that was a lot of fun, but that's also kind of the same thing that's going on in the Star Wars movies with the First Order. It's like, yeah, they're evil, but they have this plan for the galaxy, they want to make it better, it's just that their plan conflicts with the other characters' plans. So what about Civil War, you ask? Like, how is this going to cross over? Because the last couple of episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will be airing when Captain America Civil War hits theaters. So my guess is that with the fever pitch with which things are proceeding, there'll just be open war Inhumans in the streets, like it'll be full-blown battle royale. This Hydra creature will have a bunch of acolytes, a bunch of followers who buy into its plan. Then Coulson will have his secret warriors, and they'll just be going at it with all this grander, Marvel Cinematic Universe warring going on in the background, Captain America versus Iron Man, etc. I know the big question is will Avengers come on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Will Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters go into the movies? I definitely do not expect any of the TV characters to be in Captain America Civil War, but I do think that they will be referencing each other, and I do think we'll see at least one minor character from the movies appear on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in a slightly bigger way than we did last year with the Avengers Age of Ultron crossover. That was like a glorified Skype call. I was so disappointed in that. But in case you missed it, Mockingbird actually referenced Nick Fury in this episode. She said that Nick Fury, in the wake of Winter Soldier, sent them to find the monolith and keep it out of Hydra's hands. So maybe Nick Fury knows about this crazy Hydra plan to bring this creature back. So if anything, I feel like there's a good possibility of like a Nick Fury crossover, but the funny thing is I'm not expecting Nick Fury to appear in Captain America Civil War. But what about Agent Carter Season 2? So here's the deal with the schedule. If you guys didn't watch Agent Carter earlier this year, it aired in January whenever S.H.I.E.L.D. was on break. S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back in March. So Agent Carter is going to air its 8 episodes when S.H.I.E.L.D. would normally be airing episodes. It's basically just like replacing S.H.I.E.L.D. for 8 weeks, starting in January. They did move the premiere date a little bit, so I think it's going to be like the end of January when Agent Carter starts. Be sure to subscribe to get those videos. I'm going to do weekly videos just like I do for S.H.I.E.L.D. If you did not watch Season 1, you might be able to find it on Netflix pretty soon. It's only 8 episodes, so it's like a relatively low time investment. But all in all, I feel like this mid-season finale, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s mid-season finale was the most epic so far. Just like big sweeping epic story, multiple planets, big Inhumans war going on in the background. Flash, for example, was a much more personal story. It was mostly about forgiveness, much more self-contained, much more personal story. Gotham was kind of in between. We'll have to see what Arrow is like tonight. I think Arrow is going to be a much more personal story too. Don't forget Arrow mid-season finale tonight, but in case you guys haven't seen it, you can click here for my Captain America Civil War trailer video. All kinds of stuff. That movie's going to be so crazy. And you can click here for my Flash mid-season finale video from last night if you haven't seen it yet. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody, let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.